Welcome to the Guyana Business Journal and Caribbean Policy Consortium webinar on how Guyana can leverage its oil and gas revenues to build a world-class 21st century education system that links strongly to the best institutions in the world while fostering skills in critical local content areas.
And one of the key things we were interested with today's event is really the focus on education and human resource development and transformation for Guyana at this critical moment in time with the energy resources, but beyond energy because of the great boom that is taking place in Guyana with regards to economic development, economic growth, and what I call the technological catching up after decades of not being able to engage directly in many of the benefits of regional educational development.
It has already been noted by international specialists in this field that the process of building a technically competent workforce cannot be successful if it is done in isolation from the education systems that will be the source of the industry's employees for upwards of the next 25 years. To be effective, any competence measure or standard must be inclusive, robust, technically adroit, efficient, independently managed, and fair. The education and training infrastructure must therefore be developed as a true partnership with local universities, training institutions, and technical vocational institutes, as well as operators and their service providers.
One of the most striking paradoxes that we have to take into consideration as we move ahead is the resource curse, of which Guyana must be mindful. Countries rich in non-renewable natural resources, such as oil and minerals, have experienced, according to the overall analysis, slower economic growth than resource-poor countries. Many are far from reaching the education for all goals and other development targets. Now, this is an important caution in circumscribing what we call the imperatives of education, not only in Guyana, but in developing countries. And after much consideration, it has led me to indicate that our emphasis should be placed on the wider issues of human development, which I think was implicit in what Professor Ward said, but more particularly on human capital development.
But to make a lot of this work, you need science popularization. The government needs to get the people involved and get the people to be passionate about the new direction that science and technology and where it can take Guyana.
One of the things that I think we need to do is move away from this obsession with growth and focus on development, because it's actually about development that will really take this country forward, and education is part of the conversation about development.
Guyana and the Caribbean as a whole. So thank you all very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Guyana Business Journal, and please be well.